John grew up as a normal boy. He could run, he could play around until he reached the age of 11 when he had a seizure. And then after that, we noticed that there is a difficulty or discrepancy in his leg. So it was obvious that his right leg is shorter. So we consulted a neurologist, but we have not consulted anything really ortho doctor related to his leg. So the first concern was about his seizure. And then we noticed that as he walked, we can see that there's no balance. So what my husband and I decided is to consult the neurologist and ask help if he can be recommended to an ortho doctor. So we consulted the doctor and we were told that he would have his operation at the age of 17. So no operation at that time, so just he could carry on. But looking at my son walking, not the balance, it breaks our heart. So what we did is we asked help from his neurologist, could you refer us? But for the meantime, because we have not heard of a specialist doctor, but for the meantime, he had an AFO. It's just a support on his leg, just to balance. Because my son really wants, his passion is really basketball shoes, and he wants to play basketball. But the problem is his right leg is weaker and is shorter. So we found out that it's shorter by 2 cm. So that AFO helped him to balance his leg. But the problem is it was a struggle for him. It's just temporary. And it caused him pain whenever he wears his shoes. So until such time that the neurologist recommended us to Dr. Zaid. So we went to him and we were given an option if we wanted a temporary and permanent. I never expected that this would happen this way. So Dr. Zaid helped us. This is the process that's going to happen. And the operation started. So he had 2 sessions of operation. The first one, we were really surprised. When he came out from the operating room, I saw my son with metal around his leg. I really cried. So if it helps him, then that's okay. We will be 100% supporting my son. So he was in that metal in his leg for about 6 months. And then we could see how he struggled. He goes to school, on crutches, everything. But thank God he survived the first period of his operation. And then he had after 6 months, he had his second operation. The metal has been removed and he was on cast. The lengthening was not the only problem. The other problem is his foot, is not aligned. So that was the next session of the operation. And then he was on cast, that's full leg cast, and it was there for 4 months. He goes to school at the same time. So I could see the pain, the struggle in my son, but then my husband and I are in full support. And after that, little by little, the cast has been removed, and I could see my son now starting to walk. We had some exercises, but I never imagined that my son would go this far. So I thought there was never really hope or any procedure until we met Dr. Zaid. So as a family, we really thank God for his life. We thank God that we met Dr. Zaid. And we thank God for the people like Dr. Zaid who has the passion for this specific kind of field, who really helps people.
I first met Dr. Zaid. He was a pretty friendly doctor. The way he explains it, you can feel that he's been through these types of surgeries. He's done these before multiple times. And before I went through the surgery, things were a bit hard for me, as even though I could still move normally, it doesn't feel like I'm normal. The way I play basketball, the way I move, it doesn't feel like a normal person, the way a normal person would do what I mean. So throughout the process of the surgery, throughout the metal, things were a bit hard because this is the first time I've ever been through this. the first time I ever felt restricted to not being able to do what I always wanted. Just seeing my friends play basketball, but not being there, because throughout the school year, as this is my last one, I've been sort of stuck in one room for over the whole course of both of my surgeries, and it felt sort of lonely. Even though they did visit me every now and then, I still feel that sort of loneliness inside of me. However, I do thank God for helping me get through this, because I know that in the end, this will all pay off. And after these surgeries, I felt like I could move normally. Although despite the fact that it's not fully recovered yet, I still feel like I can move like any normal person. I can play like a normal player, and I can do things that I haven't been able to do while I was restricted in the surgeries. So I thank God for the life of Dr. Zaid, as he actually is willing to help other people and people like me, where we have issues that not many people really know about, that not many people also think of, because I think that through people like Dr. Zaid, he can really bring that ray of hope to people, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have been able to actually wear these shoes again. Because before the surgeries, I usually wear shoes about two sizes bigger than what I usually wear now. So it really restricted my choices. So if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have been able to wear this. So thank you, Dr. Zaid, and I hope you can help more people like me.